This is how I have configured ViewCart event on the Shopify store using the newer customer event section. To make sure that the customer events are working, you can go to the Shopify backend and then go to the settings at the bottom left corner. Once you are on the setting page, just click on the customer event section. This will take you to another page. On the top right corner, you will see an option for Add Customer Pixel button. Click here. And since this is a meta for ViewCart event, I'm going to name it similarly. And since this one is going to generate the data layer event, I'm also going to add the data layer variable next to that. Once you are done with the renaming step, click on the Add Pixel button and this will take you to a new page where you can add the code snippets. These settings are really important, so make sure that the permissions are set to not required and data sale is set to does not qualify as data sale. If you will scroll down to the code section, you will see that we have some dummy code right here and we are going to replace this one with our own written code. In the description of this video, you will find a blog page where you can go and copy the code snippet that is required for triggering the ViewCart event. Once you have copied the code right here, you can go back to the Shopify store and paste the code. You can see that this will trigger a ViewCart event inside the data layer that we can capture using the Google Tag Manager container. The next step we have to do is to make sure that our Google Tag Manager container is properly firing on the website so we can replace this example one with our actual variable. On our Google Tag Manager container, you will find this container ID. So let's just copy the last part because that's the only thing we need to replace. And on our Shopify store, I'm going to replace this one with the ID. Perfect. We have updated the code with all the things that we were required. So now let's just click on Save Changes and click on the Connect button. Clicking on the Connect button will connect this pixel with our Shopify backend. But before getting too excited, let's just make sure if everything is working all right. So let's go to the online store front end and go to the cart page. Since I don't have any items in the cart page, I'm going to add something in the cart so we can actually see if the data layer is working. Once I have added some items, I'm going to the cart page now. To view the data layer, let's just inspect the page and go to the console tab. You can switch to this tab which says console and this is where you can see the ViewCart event. You have noticed that there is an object which has all the e-commerce parameters such as the items array, which contains the information about the product. Now we can move on to the next step, which is the configuration of Google Tag Manager container. So let's go to our Google Tag Manager container, and before beginning the tags, we need a few things to make sure everything works all right. So let's go to the template section first and import the template tag that we need. Under the templates, you can search the gallery for the tag templates. For Facebook Pixel, we are going to use a tag that was created by Simo and it is now officially purchased by Facebook Archive team. So the tag we are looking for is called Facebook Pixel by Facebook Archive team. Great. Once a variable has been added, now we can add the template tag for the variables. Instead of searching it on the gallery, let's create a new variable and you can find the link of this variable inside the same blog post. So let's click on import and select this e-commerce parameter generator variable and click on open. Once the variable has been imported, let's click on save changes and we can exit this page. Great. Now we have both the templates that were required for this video. Now let's just move on to the variable section. We need to create 3 variables in order for the ViewCart event to work. The first variable is for Facebook Pixel ID. So let's create a new variable which is a constant variable and this will hold the ID of the Facebook Pixel. Let's go to our events manager and go to the overview section and copy the dataset ID. Let's paste the ID right here and rename it as Meta Pixel ID and hit Save Changes. The next variable we need is for e-commerce items array. So let's select the data layer variable and rename it as ecommerce.items and rename this as DLV e-commerce item. We will be required this variable in the next step where we have to create an e-commerce parameter generator variable. So now let's just select the e-commerce parameter generator and the only thing it needs is the e-commerce items array. So let's just click on the plus button and import the e-commerce items array right here. Let's rename this one EPG for e-commerce parameter generator and since this one is for Meta, let's just say Meta. The next thing we have to do is create a trigger that will only trigger when the ViewCart event has fired. So let's just go to the trigger section and click on new to create a new custom event. And let's rename this event as view_cart because this is the name of the data layer event that we are firing through the pixel. And let's rename it as custom event ViewCart. And the last step is to make sure that the Google Tag Manager container is properly firing. Let's select the trigger which is the ViewCart event and for the tag, let's just select the trigger which is Facebook Pixel. It needs a few things, so let's just give it all of them one by one. The first thing is Facebook Pixel ID, so we have imported the variable. The name of the event that we want to send is called ViewCart. And under the object properties, let's select the e-commerce meta parameter generator. These are the only things that were required. So let's click on save changes and rename this as meta ViewCart and hit save. Unfortunately, we won't be able to test this thing using the preview button right here. So we have to submit the changes. Let's rename this variable as tracking academy and meta ViewCart event and hit publish. Once the changes has been published, we can go back to our store and go to the cart page again to verify if everything is working all right. Since I already have an item in the cart, I'm going directly to the cart. Let's inspect this page. And you can already see that the Facebook pixel has triggered the ViewCart event, and it also has all the parameters that were required for the items array, item ID, contents, and all the good stuff. You can also verify the same information using the test event center. So let's go back to the Facebook event manager and go to the event test events. Scroll down to the website events and add the URL of the cart page. Once the cart page has been loaded, you can see that the ViewCart event will be recorded in this test event section with all the things that were required. So we can see that we have contents array, we have a content name, as well as all the things that were required for enhanced e-commerce tracking. Perfect. Now, if you want to see how to configure remove from cart event, click on the video right here.